www.oghuskyradio.com, broadcasting live from the THC Loft, beautiful city of downtown Los Angeles. I'm telling y'all got to come to this spot, man. The people that show up here, we're legendary, man, and it's just dope to come out here and vibe on this. You know what I mean? This event. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Who we got up in the spot?
What up? It's the J-R-O, J-Ro, Alcoholics, baby. What's up?
Who are the Alcoholics?
The Alcoholics are DJ E. Swift on the wheels and on the beats. Then we got the baddest rapper on the West Coast, Tash, a.k.a. Catastrophe, and myself, the J-R-O.
And what some of the projects they could look up? People, I always say if they've been living under a rock or been smoking rock and ain't up on the licks.
Oh, man, look for our discography, man. We spell the name a little different, A-L-K-A, like Alka-Seltzer, you know what I mean?
Why the misspelling, bro?
Because it's hip-hop, you know. We wanted to come with something that's our own. You know, we're the Alcoholics. You get drunk just listening to our music. So we didn't want to just have it only as liquor, you know what I mean? Alcohol. We was doing a lot of drinking back then, but
all right, let's get into how about now? How about now for J-Ro? Let's just speak on J-Ro. You still drinking like that? Is it still the liquidation? Is it still tearing it up? I mean, honestly, man, at this day and age, you still drinking a 40 and shit?
Well, I'm saying I turned 50 last year, you know. And I would say about 5-6 years ago, I really took control of my health. I stopped drinking for a year and a half.
Serious shit?
Completely.
Why?
Just one day. It was just something I always knew I was going to do because I was like, you know, I know what my full potential can be. So one day I was just like, it's time, you know. So I took a break. Now I could drink a beer, I could have a few drinks, but I don't get drunk. No more.
Were you an alcoholic?
No, I was more like just like party drinking.
Straight
I've never
ahead.
put it this way. I've never drank by myself.
Oh, okay.
I've never drank by myself or had
On
some
grown man shit though. Like let's say you know what I mean. You're doing something around the house, fixing some shit. Not even a drink right there, doing that shit.
Not watching the game.
No,
none of that.
Trip out.
Cause I was raising my 2 sons at the time, and yeah, when I was out partying, doing shows, whatever, I was going hard, drinking under the table. When I got home, it was a little different.
Okay, so what's the biggest thing that you saw differently when you were sober from that year and a half? Like what changed, or did anything change, or are you still doing the same?
Well, for me personally, everything changed. You know, mind, body, spirit. I went through a total transformation. Got myself in shape, got my soul back to where it should be, and still working on that.
Do you recommend everyone do that? I mean, not like trying to preach or like, you know what I mean, but like.
No, I wouldn't. I don't. I mean, for real, I really just kind of gave up everything at once. Not to say, I mean, that was just me, what I was going through, and I got some good advice from a friend of mine. She was a brain surgeon, a doctor, Shamika, MD. She gave me some information about how things you eat, that you put on your body goes in your bloodstream, and then it goes through your brain. And when she told me that, it just hit me a certain way where I was like, all this stuff is going through my brain.
Devil's advocate, though.
Yeah.
Do you feel any kind of, I want to say guilt or remorse that like representing something like the liquid, the alcoholics, the whole movement? Do you feel any like guilt or anything repping that and seeing it differently, or it was just to each his own, or how would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel guilt, any kind of guilt. I think we represented the having fun part of hip hop. You know, we weren't out there just killing everybody and all that in our raps. We really talked about having fun. And we actually touched on some issues about drinking and things that other groups really couldn't touch on. So for me, it was just like we were living our young lives, you know, falling in what we do when we're that age. But we always kept our responsibilities intact. You know?
I never thought of that, the correlation between like gangster rap and like the liquid rap. the worst that could happen, you might get wet if you're standing in the front row.
Right.
OG Husky Radio.
That's all. That's it.
Instagram at Original J Row. What's the next project? What we got going on now?
Well, the licks, we've been working on some songs, some things we're gonna be releasing with different projects, some stuff you're gonna see on TV shows, a couple movies.
So scores or
Yeah.
actual like alcoholic rhyming type.
Yeah,
classic?
you'll hear some stuff in the scores for sure.
Oh shit, nice. All right. What year could we say that Alcoholics started, or you got into hip hop? Let's start with Alcoholics. What year did Alcoholics start?
I mean, we became a group in 1988, 89, and we were called ESP, Everyday Street Poets, until King T gave us the name, the Alcoholics, around 91.
King T Act of Fools, like what, 89? So you guys were with them before, like, was Act of Fool 89?
Yeah, me and King T grew up together. Our mothers were in elementary together, you know. So we officially met when we were like 14. This is like 1985. And he was a DJ. He was my DJ.
Straight
and
up.
we had a group called Total Control, DJ Pooh, my god brother Swabby D, rest in peace, Cold Crush Chris, Scotty D, and King T.
Because you're from the Valley, though, right?
Yeah.
So
I grew
Pooh's
up
out
in
from the Valley, too, or that was just family relations, or?
Well, I grew up in PACOIMA, California.
Okay.
It's actually where King T's mom is from, and
Okay.
all of that. But Scotty D opened up a shop in PACOIMA. He's from Compton. So
What was the name of that shop?
he's
That's
a-
some history shit right
It,
there.
it was called J&D's, but everybody knows it as the FILA shop.
The
And
FILA.
we're actually thinking about doing a FILA Shop Boys movie, because everybody came through there. Like, I can't even, like, Houdini used to come there. I'm 15, 16 years old, meeting people like this coming to buy sweatsuits. And Scotty D used to take us back and forth to Compton all the time. So we immediately became part of the Compton posse with Toddy T and Mixmaster Spade, rest in peace.
Yeah.
We used to be in the garage while he was making his mixtapes. We all had Compton posse jackets, the whole thing. So at this time, I was like an athlete, going to school, playing football, went to college. King T went and did his thing, and Compton adopted him, you know,
Yeah.
and adopted us, and he kept it going, man, for sure.
I think that part of history, like, because people don't realize that you guys go that far back, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
Loud Records, when you guys come out, everybody just, damn, these cats are on Loud, but not realizing, I did not make the connection with the Compton posse, bro, like,
Right.
trip out, shit.
I mean, you listen to King T's records, he mentions my name on a few songs. I mean, he went from being my DJ to me being his hype man, you know?
That's some real shit.
So that was dope. And then I met Swift and Tash, and we all just started hanging out.
How'd you meet them?
Studio. A friend of mine, Michael Hearns, took me over to East Swift House because he had turntables.
Oh, shit.
So, you know, both of my DJs were gone. You know, DJ Pooh went to work with LL Cool J in New York.
Yeah.
King T was off doing his thing, so I was like, man, I need a DJ. So he took me to East Swift's cribs, and yeah.
The rest is history.
He already knew Tash, and yeah, we just started rocking out.
PACOIMA Elementary.
Yeah.
What's that?
PACOIMA Elementary, that's my new solo album that I'm coming out with in September. And I'm doing something special. I call it PACOIMA Elementary because we going back to school. Like you said before, you know, you asked me, do I feel guilty or whatever, but this album is more knowledge-based. It's more of a grown album.
Is that why it's soloed? I mean, will you have other members of the Licks or any features for that matter?
Yeah, you know, they're on it, but we're coming from a different angle. We're older now. We got messages to put out there. So the first single I got out there right now is called "Keep 'Em There." Keep 'em there, and yeah, that song pretty much sums up, you know, The public, I was gonna say the PACOIMA Elementary album is the PE album, and Public Enemy is PE. So you know.
All right. So
you
which
have
is it? Is it
you have
Nation
PE
of?
in school and all that? So I would say the album is like 80% Chuck D and 20% Flavor Flav.
So is it Fear of a Black Planet, Public Enemy, or Yo Bum Rush the Show, Public Enemy?
More Bum Rush the Show.
People ain't knowing about that.
Totally,
Hank Shock Lee, Bomb
totally.
Squad.
Bomb
Woo,
Squad.
Shit. Look that up if y'all ain't even know. Y'all got Spotify,
And it's coming.
iTunes, all that shit.
The album is coming in a lunchbox with some other goodies in
Word
it.
up.
Yeah.
Word up. And the golf tournament. What's the name of the golf tournament?
Elf Golf. ELF Golf.com. So since I've been back in the country from Sweden, I've been working in the cannabis and CBD industry, and we're taking the big sesh to the private golf courses now. We're doing 7 this year. The first one's going to be in Rancho Mirage out by Coachella, April 16th. We're trying to get all the brands, all the homies, all the hip hop homies that got brands. We want y'all to come down. We inviting you down. You don't have to know how to play golf. We'll teach you though.
Word up. ALKGolf.com.
ELFGolf.com. Exciting, lucrative, fun. That's what ELF stands for.
Word up. Any shout outs before we cut out?
Man, want to shout out to E Swift and Tash, King T, Scotty D, DJ Pooh, the whole crew, man, Liquid, Exhibit, everybody, man, and to everybody that been supporting the Liquid crew all these years, man. We still wetting them up. We just got back from New York doing the Loud Records 25th anniversary. I mean, everybody was there, Wu-Tang, Fat Joe, you know, Havoc, Mobb Deep, you know, it was an amazing night, man. So,
what happened to Loud Records, real quick, for those that don't know, or what's the best you could tell people? Like, why is Loud Records not around? Or
around 2000, 2001, a lot of the indie labels started getting bought up. So, they was one of them.
And that's what I did the whole history. One thing I wanted to ask you, from '85 to now, what has changed the most in hip hop? The most anything that you could speak on, whatever. What has changed the most?
Man, I would honestly say the acceptability of it. It's everywhere now. In '85, it was a lot of places where hip hop wasn't allowed. They wouldn't accept it. Television, this, you know, different spaces it wasn't. Now it's everywhere, you know. So I love it because that was the whole purpose of it in the first place.
Word up. OG Husky Radio, stay posted, more interviews to come. Instagram @OriginalJRo. OG Husky Radio, stay posted.
Yeah.